bunnies to make sure their body composition is in good shape and not getting too fat or too thin. They also need water, and it can be tricky to keep it from freezing. Then it says there are several options, including a metal pan with tabs that hook onto the side of the hutch.
A good way to do this is to fill it about halfway up in the morning. Put some warm water in there. It'll soon get cold. It'll freeze. But they can lick some ice until evening when you come and you fill it up the rest of the way. And so then that'll freeze overnight, and then in the morning you can do the same thing.
Rabbits are most comfortable in temperatures around 50 degrees. Keeping them in a shed or barn would be perfect, but don't close them up too tight because they need adequate ventilation. Find more tips for housing rabbits in the wintertime at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.
Today's Daily Encouragement by William the Encourager, sponsored by Ted Russell Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty on Kingston Pike.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. This is William the Encourager, and you are listening to Inspired to Succeed. Come on, you know the drill. Let's pray. Father God, we thank you, Lord God. We thank you, Lord God, for what you're doing, what you've done, and what you're going to do. Lord, now touch somebody's life today, Father, that they might know, Lord, that you've given them so much gifts, talents, skills, and abilities. And we'll be so careful to give you all the glory, the honor, and the praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. My brothers and sisters, I want to talk to you real quick here about some things that I know it affects me, and I know you might have been affected also about the same things. And some of these things that I'm talking about today is that that negative self-talk. You know how you talk yourself down when you know, sometimes you're afraid and sometimes people talk about you and they just put you down, and then you find yourself putting your own self down, telling yourself that they said this and they said that. Well, I'm going to tell you what matters today. What matters today is what God says about you. And what matters is that what you learn about what God says, that's the things you need to you need to learn about. So we want to just kind of transform these negative thoughts into strength. Okay? So we want to talk about this thing. William James said the greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. Remember that. You can choose one thought over another. So today I want to share with you some essential truths with you. Experiencing negative thoughts is a natural and normal part of being human. It's crucial to understand that this, as it reassures us that we are not alone in facing such challenges. Every individual, regardless of their strength, resilience, or position, encounters moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainties. Recognizing this reality allows us to approach our inner experience with a sense of normalcy and compassion rather than isolation and shame. The impact of unchecked negative thoughts on our lives cannot be understated. If we allow them to roam free, then these thoughts can take control of our mental and emotional well-being, casting long shadows over our happiness, relationships, and professional achievements. It's like letting weeds grow wild in a garden. Soon enough, they'll overshadow the beauty of the flowers we've worked so hard to cultivate. This metaphor illustrates the necessity of managing our thoughts proactively to ensure that they don't derail us from our path to success and fulfillment. God wants you to know, my brothers and sisters, that there's a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS. When all else fail, God says in his word that he has given us weapons to pull down those thoughts and to bring them under the submission of Christ Jesus. Embracing the storms within you, you must learn that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, my brothers. Because if we don't have Christ to give us that power through his Holy Spirit, then the enemy will be true to what the Bible says. He comes to kill, to steal, and to destroy. But Christ came that we might have life and have it more abundantly. My brothers, choose Christ. And remember, there is a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey, folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Rome, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Good morning, everybody. This is Ask Your Neighbor on Monday. It's the third Monday of the month. We're on the TV, or the audio is, but you can't see David nor my smiling face today.
That's a good thing.
No, they're missing out. I'm telling you. They're missing out. If we don't do anything else, we make other people feel better about how good looking they are by looking at how ugly we are.
That's exactly right.
How's David today?
David's all right, man. David's kicking right along, so I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad to be here today.
We're talking a little football. I was talking to my cousin Mike. He's a huge supporter of those Anderson County Mavericks. They he said that they went and helped get them some new uniforms. I think they wore red, white, and blue uniforms Saturday night. They got them some new uniforms to go out there. After that big Alcoa win, people were excited for the Mavs. That was a big deal.
They got to travel up the highway this Friday night to go to Greenville and play.
Yep.
Greenville's...
That's usually...
As a matter of fact, if I was listening to the Friday Night Call-In show, and if I heard Coach Gillum right, Anderson County has not won at Greenville since, he said the date. It's been a long time since Anderson County has won a football game up there.
I don't think Greenville is all they used to be. They're not. Are they stacked this year?
Yeah, I don't know that they're stacked. But they're a good football team.
Okay.
It'll be a tough game. But let me say this.
All right.
To say what I just said. If they do go up there and win, they better be ready for the next Friday night.
Who's that?
Because that means Alcoa's coming back.
Oh, hard to beat a team twice.
You don't think Alcoa won't revenge? Yeah, I would say Alcoa would send players to help Anderson County Friday night if they thought it'd help them win, so they could get a rematch with them.
Do you think? In that Alcoa Anderson County game, wasn't necessarily the play of the game. It was a little clock mismanagement at the end. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They had, 6 or 8 seconds and blew it to kick that field goal.
Now, if you gave me a sack full of money and you'd have told me to bet on that game, I would have bet all that sack full of money on Alcoa.
Absolutely. Me too.
But over the past years, if you look at some of the history of some of the things that's went on at Anderson County and games that's been won there, there's been some crazy wins there for Anderson County, coming back and beating teams and having some really good games. So, was I shocked that Anderson County beat Alcoa? Yes. Was I shocked that they beat them at Anderson County? No, I probably wouldn't. But I'll be shocked if they get them if they play again, if they won again. they'll need to. I would bet that same sack full of money on Alcoa again, even though Harris County's already beat them once.
Well, for one, you don't want to be in a situation where you got to have 6 or 8 seconds left on the clock and forced to kick a field goal to win the game. There's not a coach in the world that wants to be in that situation. You want to be up by 8 or 10 points. So, So
it's a big win for the program up the road there, and, we'll see what they do Friday night. I wish them luck. They're the only team in Harris County left, so...
Yeah. No, we're for our when the Dragons aren't playing, I'll always pull for the other Anderson County teams.
We'll see what happens. It's they've had a good year this year. It's good. They got some good coaches up there. I really like Coach Gillum up there a lot. I think he's a good football coach. There's some other coaches up there that are Tony Lambert, the defensive coordinator. I know him, and he's a really good guy. And so they got some good coaches up there, and I don't wish them nothing but the best. But we'll see. They got a tough road, and I think they realize what they're. It comes down to. Usually it comes down to Anderson County, Greenville, and Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Well, Elizabeth's already gone. So you don't have to worry about them. Now you just got to worry about Anderson County, Greenville, and Alcoa this year. So there's no Elizabeth. So it's a tough road to go. They always say who wins this area right here is usually the state champ, and that's pretty much been true because the best teams have come from right here in this area in these football games. So we'll see Friday night. What happens. So good luck to the Mavs. That's all I can do. I can't play or nothing else, but good luck.
We used to it used to be a dirty word or I don't know, hush under the table when players would move from one district to another, or they list their address as the coach's house or whatever to get to play. But in today's world, that's common, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying anything negative or positive, but Anderson County brought in some players this year.
They did about 9.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe all of them are seniors, or most of them are seniors.
Yeah, I think so.
So, what's that going to do to you unless you've got something growing in the garden you're going to go pick from some other school somewhere next year? That's kind of hard.
It's just part of
what's part of the game now.
It's part of the game, part of life now. It's just the way it rolls now, and
but how do you do that? Do you pay mom and dad? Do you pay the kids? Do you? How are we able to do that?
I don't know whether this is true, what I'm fixing to say or not. I guess I can make a phone call and probably find out. This was always a rumor that went around that everybody always said why Oak Ridge was so good, because they could get these families to come in down there, and then they could get mom or dad a job at the plant.
Sure.
They get them on at the plant, and they could keep them down there. I don't know whether that's true or not. So there's industry up on that end of the county. Right. As a matter of fact, there's an industrial park just right up the road there.
Yeah, across the
street. So I guess they could, make a phone call and maybe, get mom or dad a job. There's apartments that are right there that border up to Anderson County High School. And then there's a subdivision too, and then there's new houses being built on up the highway there, just a little ways up the highway. So I'm sure there's ways to get people in, but I don't know if these kids drive from Knoxville now that have come from Bearden. But here's the thing about it. Most of the kids that were at Bearden that came to Anderson County probably didn't even live in the area to go to Bearden. They lived in the area to go someplace else. They just went to Bearden because the Bearden coach.
Gotcha.
Okay, so kids go everywhere now to play sports.
So it's not a rule violation anymore.
It's not a violation anymore. There's some things out here they're trying to change. We're trying to change. I think TAA's wanting to change it that you can transfer one time.
In a whole high school career?
In a whole high school career. One time.
I think that's probably it.
And then if you transfer again, you got to set out.
I think that's probably...
not, but here's what's happening, Ron. You got kids that's playing Friday night. I'm going to use these just as an example.
Yeah.
Friday night playing for the Dragons and against the Mavs, and the Dragons losing on Friday night to the Mavs, And the next Friday night, that kid that played for the Dragons, in some areas, I hadn't heard it too much around here, but it has happened in other areas. That kid that played for the Dragons and lost, now he's on the Mavs football team, and he's playing for the Mavs.
He transferred over.
He transferred over within a week and got cleared to play.
Yeah.
And he's over here now, and he's playing. That's definitely, to me, that's definitely not right. You gotta, wherever you start, it's where you ought to have to finish.
Well,
that school calendar, anyway.
We're losing.
That's just me.
Well, we're losing a little bit of the whole reason we started doing high school sports and athletics. We didn't start doing it so that we could have champion football and basketball teams and all that. The reasons we even implemented this stuff into school and part of our education is because it's team building. You know what I mean? It helps you for life over time.
As a coach right now, and I don't hang around coaches like I used to. It'd be interesting to know. I just wonder if some of these old school coaches have had to change their coaching habits and styles and back off, because I'd almost be afraid that if I got on a kid and got on him too much, would he get TO?
Yeah, he just say, see you later.
Say, sayonara, baby, I'm out of here. I don't have to listen to your mouth.
Yeah.
I'll go someplace else that I can do what I want because I know I'm good. Some of these kids know they're good, and they're just not going to take hard coaching. And if you don't want hard coaching, I can tell you some places you don't need to go probably, because they still coach that way. Jody Wright's a hard coach.
Yeah,
he coaches hard and listen.
Oh, it shows. He's won enough.
It's Jody Wright's way or the highway.
Yeah,
and I got no problem with it myself, but. I believe a coach ought to, I've never known a football coach or a basketball coach or any coach, period. Known a lot of them. I've never known a coach that was going to coach a kid to do something wrong to hurt the kid. The coach is trying to coach the kid up to make him the best that's possibly that he can be, to try to help him out to further his career. Yeah. I think what people I think we've come to the point where parents have come to the point is everybody's got an NBA basketball player at their household, or an NFL football player, or a Major League Baseball player, or whatever. There's one of them laying back there in a bed on Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock still. He's just not got up, but he's 8 years old. Okay? He's an NBA player.
Yeah.
He's going to be an NBA player. He scored 42 points last night in an upper basketball game. So that's the problem is, there's not any hard coaching, and all these, you got these parents that are
mom and dads,
and that's the worst thing, mom and dads. So
yeah, I get it. Oh, James Davis convinced he's going to the NBA, and I said, buddy, I hope so. Daddy's ready to retire.
Daddy's ready to retire, yeah. Well, there's nothing. Listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with dreaming.
No, Lord, no. I encourage him.
But you gotta get out there and put in the work and everything. It just don't come by. Some of these guys have got God-given ability and talent, and it does come easy for them. And some people really have to work, and you got to work hard.
James David's one of those that has to work. For one, he was short. He's just now started to grow. Thank the Lord, because he was short. He was probably 5'2".
Well, just tell him to keep working. Good things happen to good people.
I agree, and he does. I talked to Lockard. Lockard said he works harder than anybody on his team. He said he's one of the hardest workers.
It's just like listening to him on Friday night from the first year to the second year.
Yeah.
And as the second year ended up, you could tell how much better he had got just from the start of this year's football season, talking on the radio.
Yeah. Now,
here's what people think. Okay, man. Boy, you're doing, you do live TV. You calling games on live TV. Man, you think I could do that? Yeah, you could do it because I'm doing it, because I don't have a clue what I'm doing. But it's not easy. No. It's not easy doing live TV. It's not easy doing radio or anything. I mean, it's really not. So it's not as easy as you think. And I've told you 2 or 3 times this year, James David's sounding really good. And I'm not saying it just to blow him up. No, but I think he is. He's really doing good.
Done a good job.
You could tell he's
Walt's good with him too.
Well, you could tell it. You can tell. I said some things under my breath, and then he said them. Okay?
You see
he just went ahead and said them. And if I'd have been on radio, I might have said them too. What are they doing? You know, he could see the game. You could tell he knows the game a little bit. And if you know the game a little bit, you got to know the game a little bit in order to talk the game.
Exactly. But he
know,
studies. That's just it. He studies that.
You got to watch a lot of it, and you gotta know the game, and in order to be able to talk the game and to talk it up, and you know he's done that, and you can tell he's watched a lot. He has a lot of knowledge about the football, and he's still learning. He's only going to get. Here's the thing about it. He's only going to get better.
Yeah. If
he decides this is what he actually wants to do, he's only going to get better. And my hat's off to him for doing it.
Well, like I said, Walt. It's good. Walt's good with him too, because you know Walt came up the exact same way with Charlie Phillips. Charlie brought Walt in when Walt was a young man and let him, you know, learn and go and do. And Walt was very gracious when I asked if he cared if James David tagged along. As a matter of fact, Walt has came and picked him up and took him home, whether he'd been with me or his mom or whatever, just to make sure that he got there. And I appreciate it. But James David he's a student of the game, and you give him an opportunity like that. And so far, you know, he hasn't blown.
Well, he could be the future WYSH.
From your mouth to God's ear, because I'm ready to go.
Well, he could be. He could be the future WYSH. So
I'd give it to him today if he'd take it.
That's something to think about. I mean, he's the future. So
all my boys talk a lot, but he definitely has got the extreme gift to gab. But you have to study it, and these kids, they think they're going to grow up and be NBA stars, and I foster it. You know, I never say you don't want to do that, or you better have a backup plan. You know, I try to encourage him. He's smart enough to know that, you know, he may not. But I'm not one of those hover over him all the time parents. I'm not on him all the time to work and to shoot and to practice. He does most of that on his own. But if there's a day that, because he'll come home and play basketball outside for 2 hours, even if he's practiced, you know what I mean? But if he don't, I'm not going, hey, why aren't you practicing today? I'm just, you know, I feel like if he's got the drive and he wants to do it, I'll support him when he wants to do it. But it don't matter to me if he plays basketball or not. Yeah,
well, it's a big commitment as a parent if you've got a kid that's playing a sport and they're really in it, because man, you're on a whew.
Well, the last 2 years
I've been there, done that, man. I've been there, done that.
Last 2 years he played travel ball on top of being on the team. You know, he made the Blaze when he was in 4th grade. No, he didn't make the Blaze in 4th grade. That was a big deal for him. He thought he made the Blaze. He bragged about it. He was going to make it. When he got home, I said, you're not going to make the team. He was like, why? And I said, because when you were standing over there goofing off with your friends, Coach was saying, boys, line up. And you guys was over there goofing off. And you wasn't paying no attention. And I said, I doubt very seriously he's going to put you on the team, because a bunch of the other boys, you three were over there acting foolish. Everybody else was running, and he didn't make team that year. And it sunk in, and he was extremely disappointed, extremely. And I said, now, you can do one of two things with this. I mean, you can let it piss you off and be mad at the coach and talk about how terrible they are and you're a great player and they don't see your talent and all this other baloney. I said, or you can hunker down and realize you made a bad mistake and not do it anymore and work hard and make the team next year as a 5th grader. But one of those two things is going to happen. You're either going to go one way or the other. And he made it as 5th grader. Jeff was coaching, Coach Little. And then he started as a 6th grader, played fantastic. Then he went over and played for middle school. He started the last 2 years, he played travel ball. So, I mean, we've been doing this since 5th grade. And, man alive, that's hard, because you're going during the regular season, right? And then during the summer and the off season, you're going all over the place playing ball.
And they play at weird times.
They do.
And they play, and, some of these coaches want to play all over the state of Tennessee or all over the United States.
Oh, they want to travel to Cincinnati.
If they've got a nickel to spend and they can get a nickel to take you, they're going to go. I mean, because when we were playing travel baseball, man, we was from anywhere from Knoxville to Memphis.
Did everybody go? Because I mean, you got more kids than just Josh. I mean, did you?
Yeah, we took. It's just
everybody went.
That's your vacation.
That's
right
your weekend and vacation.
That's your weekend, because you'd leave on Friday. Sometimes we'd have to go on. We'd play on Thursday night, and then play all weekend. And you'd walk off the field sometime on Sunday, and
and drive home,
and then you start all over again next week, getting ready to go, and you'd practice all week, and
I think the furthest we had to go, Cincinnati. We didn't have to go too awful far, but
yeah, you can put some time.
It's hard when you've got twins. I got two 15-year-old boys. One of them likes working on cars, playing with motorcycles, and roughhousing. The other one wants to play sports. And so to say, we're going to go with your brother, he's playing here, I ain't going. Yeah, you are. No, I ain't.
Two different angles and two different splits there. Yeah, so it's a little difficult. Yeah, I can see that.
Now, those parents that do it, I respect them, and we try to do it, but it's and plus I got a teenage stepdaughter, and Lord have mercy, that's a whole new world I didn't know nothing about.
Yeah.
Makeup and bull crap like that. I don't know nothing about that.
No kid.
And so here we are. It's like juggling.
Yeah.
We got 3 different itineraries, 3 different kids at home, and it's hard to do.
Having 2 teenage boys and throw a teenage girl in there. Wow.
And then luckily Trey is completely self-sufficient. He's like an adult now, what I am now, what he needs from me is groceries. And I'm good. I can provide groceries.
You can do the groceries.
I'm good at that. I don't have to take him anywhere, nothing else.
Yeah, he can go get it on his own.
Yeah,
he wants is some groceries.
I hooked him up an account. And I said, all you got to do is show him your phone, and it'll pay for it. And so he said, I'll keep it down to this much per month. I said, okay, you do that, and we're good. So that's all I have to. That's all it costs me right now with him. But with the twins going, where they want to go, and Jacob's stuff is more here. But for the folks that do that and invest in their kids, and all, I get it. Man, it's a big investment, and I understand why some parents get carried away and they think their kid's going to go on and do all these wonderful, great things, because my goodness, that kind of time investment. You think about when you and I were young, David, I don't know that I invested that much time in anything. I don't know that I played 5 days a week at the school, and then another 3 days a week, that same Friday night and Saturday and Sunday, I played football, basketball, baseball all 1 year, baseball 2 years. And then I was in band every single year. And I don't think all of them put together required what kids are required of just one sport now.
Well, I played high school baseball and did the high school baseball during the school year.
Yeah.
When you played high school baseball. In the summertime, I played here in town, whatever Optimus Club,
league.
Or what it was, the league. And I think when I was a junior in high school, I started playing for a team in Oak Ridge also. So I would play in Clinton and I would play in Oak Ridge. I played down in Oak Ridge. There were some other Clinton guys already on the team, and they needed somebody for something, and they got me to come play. And the coach said, "Hey, you wanna join us and play?" And I said, "Sure," because all my buddies, they were my buds, and so I would play up here, and then sometimes drive to Oak Ridge and play another game. But as far as playing every weekend, we didn't play every weekend, but we played, just through the summer. So
yeah.
I played a lot of baseball back in the day, but not like some of these kids. Some of these kids are, some of these kids, you practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you play
Some of them
Friday,
get up and practice before school.
Yeah, get them to go before school. I never was a get them to go before school guy.
Chris posted a video the other day. I don't know who the kids were, but he posted a video, 7:20 in the morning, kids in the gym. And that's what he said, 7:20 in the morning, they're working out. That's what it takes. And that's, and they do. And more power to them. Hats off to them for those that have the time and those that can do it. But these kids, like we were talking, we got off track, but we were talking about kids transferring and parents taking it serious and moving jobs and all that. I just don't know what we're setting them up for. I really don't. When they get to college, it's going to be a little bit different. And if they ever make it to that next level, Again, it's going to take a lot of work, but that's going to be their whole life.
I think you just got to listen to some of the commercials that the NCAA puts on. How many NCAA athletes are there, and how many actually make it to the pro?
40,000 athletes, and 14 of them will make it, or something. I mean, it's crazy.
It's crazy numbers. So you don't have a lot of people that that'll make it and that can go pro or anything like that. So it's sort of wild.
What about with the Dragons? Do we have a lot of kids leaving? I mean, Maddox alone is going to be a huge hole to fill. Huge hole. I don't know if we got anybody that can fill it yet.
I know there's some returning players back. The last couple years, me not being necessarily tied to the scoreboard with Brad and those guys, I'm not really as knowledgeable who's got who on their football team or what's what, because I'm just not traveling around from school to school. So from what I've heard, Clinton's got some kids coming back. I know we got a quarterback coming back, and we got a receiver coming back. Other than Maddox, I can't think the kid's name or the quarterback's name that's coming back. There's some kids coming back, but
Pretty good.
I think they could be all right. I think the biggest thing is it's going to be second year for our coach. When I say second year, I mean his second year.
Ever.
Okay? Ever.
Yeah.
So I think, the learning curve was maybe a little steeper than maybe what he thought. I mean,
sure.
He had high expectations, and, it just didn't work out. So we'll see if I told some people, I said, I hope we don't get disappointed. I hope we don't get disappointed and hear the rumbling and decide, hey, I'm just going to quit. Heck with this. I'm just not going to put up with it. That's not really, per se, I don't think the Clinton fan base's MO of how they operate. I think the Clinton fan base, if you win, they want to win some football games. They want to go to the playoffs. I've never heard anybody say, let's fire the coach because we ain't winning state championships.
Yeah.
Clinton's always wanted to go
to compete.
A couple rounds in the playoffs. Not that they're satisfied with just a couple rounds. If you can win and get to the state championship, we'll drive down there and watch you play. We want to go, but it's never been to the fact that we're going to fire our football coach because he's not got us to the state championship in the last 5 years.
Yeah. I was walking. James David asked me to check him out earlier the other day, and I did. And we were walking out. There's this big guy, he's obviously an athlete, comes walking by, and James David holds his hand out, high five, and James David says, hey, man, I really enjoyed watching you play. And the guy was like, thank you. And James David said, especially that huge 54-yard touchdown against South Carolina. And the guy caught him off guard. He turned around. He's like, hey, thanks, man. So we got outside, and I said, who was that? And he told me his name. He was a receiver for Tennessee. And I said, well, what's he doing here? He said, he's part of our coaching team. I said, really? He said, yeah, Coach brought him over here. He helps with the football team. I can't remember the boy's name, but he caught, I think it was in 2023, James Davis said he caught like 54-yard touchdown against South Carolina. But so he's got some talent over there helping him coaching, obviously.
I think we got to give him a little time.
Yeah.
And, to me, Clinton gambled on him a little bit, giving him a chance, and that's all right too. Everybody's got to start. Everybody's got to start somewhere, and we'll just see. I think as the year went along, he probably done some things at the end of the year that he wasn't doing at the first of the year.
Yeah.
And if you asked him, he would probably tell you, I should have been doing those things at the first year, and I didn't know that I needed to, maybe.
Yeah, well, you learn as you go, I reckon.
He's learning as he goes, and, eventually you got to, that we had Maddox, and, everybody around here knew we had Maddox.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have double-teamed Maddox to the top of the trees, and they would have had to throw it to you or me or somebody else to beat us. I wouldn't have let Maddox continue on to catch those long passes, but, Maddox is still being Maddox and making really crazy catches and doing these because he's really a good athlete and a good kid too. And it'll be all right.
Yeah,
it'll be all right. it'll be all right. As long as I've been around Clinton football, Clinton football sort of, it's a up and they're sort of up and down, and they'll, we've went through bad times, and we've went through some really, really good times. We've had some really good football teams. If you just go back and think about 20 or 25 years of the football teams, there's been as many good football teams in Clinton as there's been bad football teams in Clinton.
Sure.
But I think what you have to look at today is the landscape has changed like you wouldn't believe, like we've just been talking about. Kid that should be going to wherever now, he's at Anderson County, or a kid that should be at Pine Valley is now at Clinton or wherever. That's happening. That's not just happening in Knoxville anymore. It's happening out here.
All over the country.
All over the country.
Well,
it's got, being able to, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good for sports.
I don't either. Like I said, it kind of removes the whole underpinning of the reason that we did this, that you get with a group of people with one common objective, and you work together as a team from the beginning to the end, freshman year to senior year, to build something, and by your senior year, hopefully that freshman class is talented and, refined and ready to go, and you guys, you have a good, you make a good program, a good team. And part of that teaches you how to get along in life, when you go into a business or you work, you got to work with other people. There's not nothing in life that you can go do pretty much by yourself and not have to cooperate with people.
I got mixed feelings on paying them to play.
College or high school?
College. Well, it's happening in high school.
I know, but
it ain't just happening in college. It's happening in high school.
I got mixed feelings on it too. There needs to be some kind of cap. I'm okay with paying them. I'm not okay with paying them $2 million a year.
If you listen to some Tennessee football players in the past, if you listen to people like a good running back at Tennessee, Aaron Foster, he always talked about how many times that he went to bed while he was at UT hungry.
Yeah.
He didn't get enough to eat. Well, I don't think that's right.
No.
So, I don't know if you blame the school or the NCAA. So I believe they're both at fault.
Yeah.
So if the kid, if it's illegal for him to take a hamburger, if me and you see him and we say, "Hey, Aaron, you want a Big Mac?" He says, "No, I can't take one from you. I'm not allowed to take it." I think that's ludicrous. We ought to be able to buy him a daggone Big Mac if we're going to give him a Big Mac.
Sure.
And feed him. So if that's true, what he said, and I take him at his word that he, that they didn't get enough food. First of all, for not getting enough food, I think that's on UT.
Absolutely.
When they're feeding them lunch and supper, they ought to be putting it out there and not say, "Hey, one time's all you can go through the line." That's bull crap.
I agree.
Yeah, be able to go through the line every time you need to go through the line. If you need to stuff your pockets while you're up, or stuff your pockets.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it's become more about the money. Just holding out for the money. I mean, it's like our quarterback going to UCLA.
as, just running back, and they want to move you to defense. And if you don't go to defense, they're not going to let you go somewhere else and play running back because they know you're pretty good. You may not be as good as the other guy on your team, but you're better than everybody else on their team. So they don't want you to go. So they have you, whether they want, whether you want to be.
Yeah, NIL money. Supposedly they over it. And
You don't pick up a sleeping baby. You know what I mean? You've got a championship coach.
And they said the reason they had to do that was because of the brand of Lady Vols basketball. Well, first of all, why are we having to we got some cornerbacks on defense that are hurt, that have not played all year long.
Yeah.
That are all SEC performers that have been out with knee injuries. And they're not coming back this week neither, or against Vandy. Because why would you come back and play 2 games when you're probably out of there and going on to the NFL? They're that good to go on to the NFL.
Yeah.
So you're not going to come back and jeopardize something for 2 games, even though I'd love to see both of them on a, we've got some injuries defensively that's hampered us a little bit. But offensively, we've been real inconsistent. I don't know that we've played the same offensive line twice in this year.
Yeah.
We're shuffling too much. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, I think some of it had to do, and I know that Joey Aguilera has been for what happened, it's worked out well. To walk in here and in 4 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever it was, however long he was here, to be able to pick up the system, get the system, and function within it. And they say he's really a cool customer. He doesn't get excited and all that stuff. But at the same time, I mean, you bring somebody brand new in after, these guys worked with Nico, it has to have some kind of ramifications. But by now they ought to be used to it, you'd think.
Yeah, but some of his bad habits has creeped up on him, and he said he's been known for throwing interceptions. Well, he's thrown a lot of them recently, man.
He did.
He's cost us, the Oklahoma game.
Yep.
He probably cost us. We're fortunate that who we played this weekend that it didn't cost us. To struggle the way we struggled in the first half and not play no better. Here's what should have happened Saturday, Ron. We should have seen our 2 other quarterbacks play quite a bit in the second half.
I agree.
Okay, so now what does that? What kind of message are we sending? To me, as a fan and somebody that knows a little bit about the game, I don't know a lot about it. I know a little bit. That's telling me we're not getting our quarterbacks any experience for next year. So are we going to have to bring another quarterback in next year? These kids are not going to hang around over there if they're not. So
if they don't get to play.
A couple. We're going to have to play. We're going to have to play with what we got eventually.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the best thing to do is just let's pick one of the 2 we got that's been back. But they didn't get to play. We didn't get to see. We didn't get some kids. We didn't get some kids some work so we could see what we've got.
Yeah.
We didn't get.
I know they put him in at the back end for 1 or 2 more plays just so he could get that 200 yards a game for 34 games in a row or whatever
and
it
then
was.
When we put the backup quarterbacks in, what we do? All we do is run the ball. We don't throw the ball any. We don't get any pass. We don't get them any work. I mean, I don't care what the score. The coach on the other side knows what's going on.
Yeah.
We don't have to score. We can take it from the 10 to the 10 or the 5 to the 5 and do whatever we got to do.
Yeah.
And let's work on
not run the score up.
Not run the score up on anybody and make it halfway respectable.
Yes.
But you got to get these kids have got to get some game action under the belt eventually. They're probably not getting many snaps during the regular week of practice because all of it's going to the starter. And I'm at a loss at what's going on with that.
It didn't happen this week, but there have been at least 2 games that I give the coach. He is going to have to bear the brunt of it because our time management at the end of the game, with timeouts left, and you're running the clock down to 6-8 seconds. This is stupid.
He's not been a very good time manager all year long. And I just wonder, and I don't know this, I don't know whether we paid New Mexico State to come here and play or not.
I think we paid them $1 million.
Okay. So we paid a team $1 million to come in here and play.
I think. I could be wrong.
And we didn't. We got nothing. We did get a win out of it. But we got nothing out of it for the rest of our football team.
And usually those teams are made for first quarter, first half is the regular team, third quarter, fourth quarter is to play your backups.
Most definitely, to get experience, to work some offensive linemen in, to work some running backs in, to work some receivers in, defensively too, to play some kids. Why? Because you want to get them experience.
That, and you want to charge them up. You want them out there in front of 100,000 people. You want them to get that feeling so they don't want to go somewhere else.
When you go to practice on Monday,
yeah,
everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Why is everybody happy? Because everybody got to play.
I agree. Everybody, everybody contributed.
Happy camp, happy life.
Yeah.
But we ain't
You
got,
were right.
so we didn't get to benefit any of that.
Cookie says we gave them $1.6 million. Well, shoot, me and David will come play for half that.
God almighty.
I'll give you $400. I take $400. We'll go play.
So we've paid them to come, and let's move on from that subject. God almighty, that really makes. Tennessee's going to have to play really good football. It's in the swamp. We've not had good luck at the swamp as far as playing, and then. I don't even want to. I won't be here next week for us to talk about this, but we got Vanderbilt coming, and Vanderbilt's I ain't gonna call him a rogue quarterback, but he's a wild quarterback, and he's pretty good.
Oh, he's good,
and he's as cocky can be,
and he's smart,
and he's a good smart football player. I mean, he's a good football. He's good. He's the type of guy that you just hate.
Yeah. I guarantee if he scores, he's gonna do his Heisman pose right in our face. He's the type of guy afterwards you probably want to hang out with, too, and be around. He's that type of guy. But on the field, he's the type of guy, he's probably talking a lot of smack and going on, and that's all right, too. It's part of the game. Yeah. But it's Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt ain't what Vanderbilt used to be.
Vanderbilt ain't what Vanderbilt used to be. So we got two tough games coming down the road. Tennessee could very well end the year at 7-5.
Hush! I believe you.
7-5, buddy. 7-5, believe it or not. You better hope it don't happen.
I hear Jasper in there wailing there.
Jasper probably is in there wailing, but, Tennessee, the only thing I'll say about the Tennessee-Vandy game, at least it's in Knoxville.
Amen.
And I just wonder, you was talking about tickets for Oklahoma. I just wonder what the tickets will be for the Vandy game.
It'll be outrageous. I watched, I had a friend one time, and their dad owned car lots, right? And they had a luxury box, and they would invite us all time up to the luxury box. I think they had 32 seats in that box, and I don't ever remember it being full. He was always inviting people to come, so we got to go. And we went one time, and there were some folks there. I have a friend. I'm not going to say who it was, but I have a friend who graduated from Vanderbilt, got his degree at Vanderbilt, and then went on and got his law degree at UT, right? And so this day he comes in just goofing off and says, I'm cheering for Vandy today. And, we were all up there going, all right, you cheer for Vandy, buddy. And they beat us. I remember that. I thought, holy, and you should have been in that stadium. It was like somebody killed somebody when we left. I mean, there wasn't nobody talking. There wasn't nobody grumbling. It was like somebody died. I thought to myself, holy
like
cow.
we have just said just a few seconds ago, Vandy's not Vandy anymore.
No, they're not. But I've been there when we lost, when Vandy was Vandy. I can't imagine having to go up against them right now the way that they're playing if we can't wrap our heads around it. Me and you still think of Vandy as Vandy. Bad team. The Harvard of the South, where nobody can play football but everybody's smart. It ain't that way anymore. I hope our team, I hope they know that. I mean, hopefully they do, because they're going to have to play. They're going to have to play like they're playing Georgia.
Yeah, Vanderbilt's a really good football team this year, and they have been the last couple of years. They're coming on. They've got the coach down there has done a really good job.
I'm glad they're good too. By the way,
that's all right.
It makes it good.
We got to play. We got to play. We'll have to go out and play one of our. We'll have to play one of our better games to beat Vanderbilt. If, and I say if they win in Florida, I hope we come out healthy.
Amen.
Because if not, we could really be hurting with who we got the next week with Vandy. So we need to come out of the Florida game healthy, and we'll have to play 10 times as good as we play in Florida if we win against Vanderbilt and Knoxville in order to beat Vandy.
Yeah.
Because Vanderbilt's a good football team this year. They really are. So
I think we've covered all the football bases. Hey, guess what? I drove all the way from here up Main Street to the red light the other day. Main Street's back open.
Yeah, they're working on it, man. They've got it. They're down. They're all the way down in front of Hoskins now. They made a turn on. They're doing some stuff on Broad Street. I noticed this morning they had it blocked off. I come around. I just automatically do it. I didn't even think about driving straight through. I don't think I could have if I'd wanted to. This morning looked like they had it blocked off right there at Hoskins again. So they're working pretty hard. I think if we can have some good weather December, January, and February, I think by springtime we'll see some good things going. We'll see it all start to come to life a little bit.
The downtown organization, historic organization, or whatever, they putting stuff out for us if we're going to the Christmas parade or not. But they're planning the original route. They're planning coming down Market.
I have,
and then down Main. And I the person that told me that, I said it's not going to be ready. I don't reckon, but maybe so.
The last conversation I had, and I've not talked to Roger in a couple of weeks, they hoped that they could do what you just said, come down Market Street. There was some talk, and I don't know what they decided to do. I meant to call just so I could have the information today. I'll try to find out. I got a council meeting Monday, so after next Monday, I'll call, let everybody know what the plans are. There was some talk of moving the parade up time-wise, because there's no street lights on Market Street right now, so it would be dark.
Oh.
So they were talking about moving the time up from 7 to maybe like 5.
Okay.
And running it off at 5. I don't know what they decided to do. I don't know if they decided to go ahead and leave it at 7. That was just some talk.
Okay.
So I'll have to check on that. If somebody knows, maybe they'll send you a message or call me, or I'll try to find out and let everybody know. But the last conversation I had, they were looking at a couple different options, and one was come right down Market Street because they had done some things when they had the Antique Festival to try to get Market Street in shape, and it had worked.
Yeah.
So they thought maybe they could pull it off, but I don't know if that's I'm not going to say that's the case when it's not the case, because I don't know that that's the case.
I'll tell you this. I've seen a lot of road construction and stuff over the years, and whoever you all contracted to do it is doing a good job. Those guys get on it. You don't see. I can't tell you how many times I've drove up, going up through Asheville and up through there. There'll be construction everywhere, and there'll be guys sitting on the hood of their cars, and you don't see that with these boys down here.
They've worked. If they're scheduled to work 5 days, they work 5 days.
Yeah.
And they work every day, and they're trying to, they're on a bigger crunch here as we're on a bigger crunch, and I know we're on them, staying on them constantly to continue on and to push forward and let's go and get it done.
Yeah.
Because we're keeping the gas pedal down on them. We're not, letting it off at 50% and giving them a break here, and they're working. If we ask them to do something else, they've been pretty cooperative and have done it.
Sure.
So, the only thing that people have said, why couldn't we have done this in phases? Eventually you can do it in phases, but you can't pave in phases, really.
No.
You need to be able to pave the whole thing needs to be paved at one time.
Sure.
Just for it to work out.
Yeah.
So I'm better off. Myself, I'm glad we're doing it like we're doing it.
Well, it'll be good when it's done. Nobody will complain when it's finished.
Here's what I'll say to this, and here's what I've said to people. Nobody that's on Market Street did not know that this is not what was going to happen. Everybody knew it. They've known it for years.
Yeah.
The first meeting was 4 years before this project ever started. So everybody knew how it was going to be done and how we were planning on doing it. And they had input in it, and they were told. They've had input on everything. They came to us and said, "Hey, close Market Street down. Let's so they'll work so they can work harder and faster. Let's close it down so during the week, because we're not here a lot during the week. We're here only on the weekends, and fix it back where it can be opened up on the weekends." Now, I didn't go to the Antique Festival. Everybody was really happy with the setup.
Yep.
So construction didn't hurt it too much.
Nope.
So our people down there have been tough, or have toughed it out, and I just think you ought to be able to see. You're starting to see a little daylight at the end now.
Yes. Well,
it's coming. It's not going to come. It's not going to come fast, but it's coming.
The sidewalks are widened on Main, right there, like going down through the Darty building and all down through there. They've done a lot. They've done a lot.
See, whatever. And what I've tried to tell people is, if you look at what the merchants have wanted over the years past, they've wanted the sidewalks bigger, easier access, and a lot of things for so more people get. It's exactly what's happening.
What you're doing. Yeah.
That's what we're doing. So,
Are they getting restless?
Yeah, probably. So I probably would be getting restless too if you tore my front up, and But I think we've, I think it's all right. We'll be all right.
I believe so, and I'm really anxious for it to get finished, because just to see what it's going to look like. Because again, you know this, all the way back, you can go all the way back to 2007, 2008, 2009. We've been talking about doing this, going all the way back to WIMP, and even before WIMP, people were talking about.
Well, I think we're going to take that area right there, like you just said, and there's going to be some things happening down there where you're going to have antiques down there. You're going to have some places you can go to eat. You're going to have some places that you can go in and sit and eat if you want to, or you can go in and get it and leave. So I think that it's going to become an area that's going to be a pretty good area. It's going to be something. It's going to be something great for Clinton, and I'm glad to see it. Of what we've done, what we're doing down there. I think it can go down a part of history for Clinton that, hey, Clinton went through this, Clinton survived it. There's a lot of places that's already done what we're doing.
Yeah.
And they all talk about the struggles during it, but they all talk about the benefits afterwards.
Yeah.
Of how good it's been for their business afterwards. That's the part. I know there's struggles at the front end. I'm looking at the long term. Looking at the long term thing here.
I'll say this: I really appreciate Jason Hammock and the folks at Hammocks. We're advertising for them right now, and I know they're struggling. Talk to them and tell me. I know what they've invested. I know they're not even being able to open. They can't even stay open long enough to to get in the black. And they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were getting into. But in those conversations, they're going to have local folks when they get, they're going to have we're going to have folks from Clinton, more people than just out of towners going to Market Street. And so I think what we're doing, what City Council's doing, what y'all have chosen to do, is going to do that. It's going to invite us back down.
I think in the long run that will happen.
Yep.
Short term, probably not.
No.
Long run, hopefully yes.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm probably getting ready to make somebody mad right now, but the attitude of most of the people downtown Clinton is local Clinton folks don't shop here anyway. We're trying to get people from out of town to come get this and get that, and a lot of them went out of business with that mindset, because you're going to have to be supported by your local community. And I think what the city of Clinton has done in a $12 million or whatever it is, whatever the upgrade is give them an amazing calling card for local folks to get back downtown. Plus eating places. You can't go wrong with having restaurants. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope people will get out and support it. And for those people down there that want to advertise and get local folks back, we can bring them to you. There you go. Little plug for advertising.
That, but you got, you got to have a reason. You got to have a reason to bring people to Market Street.
Sure. Okay. Well, the food is going to that's going to be the cornerstone.
I think the food and other things are going to be a reason to bring them, and then it'll be up to you whether you want to do the antiquing. Not everybody's an antiquer.
Sure. I agree. Well,
but I can go with my wife and let her antique it while I sit at the pub and watch a ball game.
Yeah, you can go watch the football game while she's going looking for old dishes.
Old dishes.
Yeah.
Okay, and it might be vice versa. Maybe she wants to go watch a football game, and I want to go look for some old bench or something.
Exactly.
So you got to have a reason to bring. You got to have a reason to bring. You got to have a reason to bring people downtown.
Exactly.
Because everybody don't come downtown just to go antiquing.
Well, it's a catch-22. You want people to come downtown, but then they came down and they said, well, the infrastructure isn't as good. We need more of this to have a kitchen. We need more of that. So we had people that were interested in coming. We just didn't have the infrastructure, or they didn't feel like that it was enough parking, so you guys, we've answered a lot of those questions and a lot of those problems. So it's going to be interesting.
We're only doing what a lot of people's asked us to do for a lot of years.
I agree.
Okay, so you've asked for it. Now I've
got a plan from 2009 in my closet right now. That was done in 2009. That is not exactly what we're doing, but it's close enough that if I showed you, you wouldn't know the difference. You know what I mean? So it's been that long that I know of that folks have been asking to do it, to upgrade it, to change parking, to widen the sidewalks, to different, we put the streetlights in. That's something that they did way back when. They put those decorative streetlights.
So that's all new going up. There's all new street lighting going up down there. I'm sure it'll be the same, be something similar to what it was going up. So it's going to, Market Street's going to change, man. It's going to be a completely different, it's going to look building-wise like it does today. But it's the front part, sidewalk-wise, parking part, and all that. You're going to see that landscape part right there really change.
Sure.
And some things that's really going to change. It's going to be a whole lot more accessible for people that are handicapped or older, that they can get around and get in some of those businesses. So I just think it's good. It's good. It's what a lot of people. Here's what a lot of people wanted. They wanted to change, but they didn't want it to change. They wanted it to stay pretty much the same.
Kind of like the Green Bridge. They still wanted it to be the Green Bridge. They just wanted it to be bigger and accessible.
That's exactly right.
So we're kind of making those kind of strides on Market Street.
That's exactly right. We're making those strides on Market Street, and now it'll be left up to the people of Clinton and the surrounding area to decide what really goes on down on Market Street. And you as a business, it'll be up to you as a business down there to decide how much business you're going to get by whatever you do and advertising and how you draw them in down to your business. So it'll be up to you to get them to come.
Well, I think that the invitation and the calling card is going to be, I think it's going to be attractive to people to come. I'm anxious to see it. That, along with the new Green Bridge, that, along with the new Chamber of Commerce. We got a lot going on here in the city. What else is going on, David, that people might want to know about in the city? We got anything spectacular happening? I know you.
Hey, we're just finishing up this project here, and I did ask last month when I asked Roger if he'd just reach out sometime to Ingalls and reach out to the people on the Mills property, see if we'd had if anything had changed or anything, and he said he would do that. And like I said, I've just not talked to him to actually find out if he's got anything, and I'll try to find that out and have some information. I'll call in and let everybody know. But once again, it's private property, and that's left up to those people. I did get a report back on Chick-fil-A. We're still status quo on Chick-fil-A. We're asked and asked and asked, and we're still being told no. But maybe one day we'll catch the chicken.
They got catch the chicken. They've got the red light. They got all the bases poured. Looks like they've got everything wired. I can't tell.
We're just waiting on the hardware stuff, the arms and all the stuff that goes up, and it's coming.
Yeah.
I thought Bill Riggs said sometime maybe by December.
Yeah.
That should all be in here and be up. That'll be, that's something there. Just think about this. How long's Mariners Point been in existence?
90, maybe before 90, I reckon. Okay. No, before 90, probably 80 something.
We'll just say the 90s for mine and your talking point. We've been trying to get a red light down there since the 90s.
Yeah, I know.
And now it's 2025, and we're finally getting a traffic signal down there. Finally, thank God.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're getting one. So, if you look, they talk about government being slow. Well, it was slow on the traffic signal. But it wasn't slow on it because we didn't really have any say-so. State of Tennessee just wouldn't allow one to go up.
Yeah.
And they did this time. So, traffic signal going up.
I'll tell you, as dad, my stepdaughter is 17 and drives. My twins are 15 and they drive. Both my twins now have hardship license. They went and got hardship license so they could drive because where their mother lives, there's no bus to get them to Clinton High School, and they they'd as soon had their legs cut off as to go to AC. So they're going to Clinton. So they drive, so say all that to say this. James David likes to drive if I'm in the car because he can drive with a licensed driver in the car, or he can drive a certain route with that hardship license. He can only drive a certain route. But I've been there a number of times, like especially on Sunday morning, we're going to go to church. We turn, we go left. And, sometimes you sit there for a few minutes, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
You do. So,
and it's, just because of that, peace of mind having 3-4 teenagers driving in and out of that subdivision on a regular basis, knowing that that's going to help a lot, turning left out of the subdivision, for sure.
So if you look at Clinton, you say, boy, there's not a lot really going on. Well, yeah, there's really a lot going on.
Well,
at any given point in time, you've got 400 or 500 kids that's playing softball or baseball on our fields, whether it's down at Lakefront Park or up at JC Park. Like I said, we just opened a new swimming pool, and we've received pretty high marks about the swimming pool just in what short period of time it was open. So I look forward to the pool being open all year next year.
Refurbished bowling alley.
We've got one of the best pickleball court areas that there is. Matter of fact, if you don't want to go to Knoxville to play pickleball,
you don't need
we're
to.
the only ones around here. Oak Ridge don't even have. I don't think they have outdoor pickleball courts anymore. People from Oak Ridge are coming to Clinton to play. There's nothing wrong with that neither. But we've got some good pickleball courts down there. We've expanded that. So here's what you can do if you're a family. Your husband can go play pickleball, or the wife can go play. You can go. The next one can go shoot basketball and play basketball, or you can take your toddlers and get on the splash pad in the summertime. So it's all right there. It's all right there
We
together.
can walk across the street and down the road and be on Market Street shopping.
Yeah, right. Be on the Market Street shopping, or you can bring a picnic lunch, or you can go to Hoskins and get a milkshake and a hamburger. So, it's all right there. I mean, it's, and we're doing some things to our parks, and we're going to do some more remodeling at the community center. We're going to do some things down there eventually. So I think Clinton's on the move. It's just,
It takes time.
Takes time.
We'll add Aspire into that too. It's a private thing, but it adds to all the good that's going on. You know what I mean? You've got Aspire Park in South Clinton and all that. You got our dog park. Are we doing some stuff over by the dog park?
We got some property that's been donated to us.
Yeah.
Over there. We're looking at some things. We've applied for some grant stuff in order to expand some things and do some more. I can't remember what JB told us. I was at the Recreation Advisory Board meeting because I'm on the board. I can't remember what all it is. There's like a 4 or 5 year project over there.
Yep.
I know we have Frisbee golf over there. They're talking about expanding that a little bit, and they're talking about maybe some walking trails up in there and different things. But there's some property over there that Kathy Brown donated us, and they're gonna turn into some more park over there. Now, I don't have a dog to take to the dog park, but if
I've got 4. No, I've got 3. I got 3.
If I did, from what I've been told, I'd be taking it to one of the best dog parks in the area. That there's not a better dog park around here than what we've got over in South Clinton.
I've heard that.
So then, if you look at we got another park right on down by South Clinton Elementary School. That's or any, what's the right word? Handicapped kids can.
Oh, yeah. We've got the all-access.
Whatever it's called.
Yes.
Can't think of the right, and shame on me for not being able to think of it. But
I can't think of it.
Everybody has a chance to ride a merry-go-round or a swinger. It don't matter if you're handicapped or not. You can go down there and participate at the park there. It was money that was raised.
I think
Christine McNally and them raised some money.
Yep.
So you've got some things over there. You got things over there. You got the JC Park. We've got youth baseball around here. There's just a lot. There's just a lot going on. I don't know if basketball started. I don't know if Optimus basketball started yet or not. That'll start up, and then Weston and them done football this year for Optimus Club, which we don't have anything to do with that. The city doesn't, but there's a lot going on around here.
And Weston did a great job with it. We were able to go out and we did a day of their games this year. First time we've had Optimus League basketball on since probably Walt was here the last time. Jim didn't want to do any of those games, but Walt loves doing it. In fact, Walt sent me a thing going to all the tournaments and all this stuff, traveling. I was like, hang on, we got to get some sponsors. So if anybody wants a sponsor, upcoming Dragons basketball, we could sure use it. But I tell you what, if the Dragons had a tiddlywink team, Walt Stair would want to be there covering it.
He'd cover it, wouldn't he?
He wants to. If it's Dragons, he's in it to win it.
He's a Clinton alumni, Yeah. So he graduated when I did. So Walt's a good, and I like him and his wife both. Rhonda, they're really good people.
Roy Roach, I remember Roy. He was a great guy. He was assistant to Clifton, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was assistant chief for a long time.
Yeah.
I worked with Roach for a long time. He was a good guy, and that's a good, it's a good family right there.
It is a good family. Jim Stair, I bought the station from Walt's daddy.
Walt comes from it just naturally, being it's who the family he's in. He's been raised. He's like your son.
Yeah,
he's
raised up in
the
it.
business, so he knows all about it. So you got some Clinton guys that are involved there, so it's really good.
I was talking to a Clinton alum here a while back, and they said, I love listening to Walt. They said, it's like listening to a fan, though. I said, well, you are listening to a fan. He might... a play will be going, he'll be like, so-and-so backs up and, oh, no! And you're like, what, oh, no? What, oh, no? He dropped the ball. It takes a minute, but Walt gets...
He gets into it.
He loves it.
He gets into it. How did that happen?
Yeah, how did that happen? Luckily, Jim or James David, they'll step in and say, number 42 tripped and dropped the ball, whatever.
The ball, but, he's just been, when he's done it, he's just been truthful about
Absolutely.
it. He just give it,
he loves it.
He just been, first thing that comes out of his mouth, that's what comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
So,
it's fun to listen to him.
It is.
And like I said, if anybody out there would like to sponsor basketball, we'd love to talk to you about it. What about is there any other we're getting ready to get into local silly season here with politics. Already kind of starting, I think.
I've been getting a few mailers.
Oh, mailers already?
Yeah.
I dig it. I haven't got any mailers yet.
I've been getting a few mailers. I've got a lot from, is it John Rose for governor?
Yeah.
Rose for governor?
Yeah.
Got a lot for him. As a matter of fact, the last one I got has got him and Trump on the front part of his card. On the front part, I thought Marcia would have been the Trump.
I probably will be.
So, I'm looking at and watching that right now.
Marsha Blackburn will be your...
She's probably going to be the candidate, but I just can't get excited about voting for her. We've just went through 8 years of a governor that had zero experience as being a governor.
Mm-hmm.
Not a businessman. I'm not taking anything away from Bill Lee. I told our folks, I told some guys, I told some people that I worked with, hey, y'all are backing the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get in a big fight, and they're going to take away from each other. And watch and see if Bill Lee don't win this thing.
Oh, I remember.
You're crazy, David. You don't even.
I told Alan Beauchamp what was going on.
I know what you're talking about. I told, so I got a county flyer the other day about, with all the Republican elected officials on the front of it, with Rex and Gary Long and Mayor Frank and Tim Shelton and Jeff Cole and what's her name? It's the trustee
Regina
Copeland. And
I've not started to get that yet.
Yeah, I'll get that. I'm on that Republican fly list now, but
I haven't.
I don't know. I might be a bona fide Republican.
You might be bona fide, evidently.
I might be getting it. Like I said, I'm not. It's too early to decide. Well, will the Republican primary for governor be the same time the Republican primary for elected county
It's
officials?
in March, isn't it?
It's in March or April?
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
It's coming up.
Yeah, and we're right around the corner. That's what I'm saying.
We're right around the corner.
Silly season is getting ready to start.
I've not heard too much other than there's supposedly some Josh Anderson's running against Mayor Frank, and there's some talk that there's a guy running against Russell Barker. I don't even know his name. And I have not heard any other people or candidates that have said we're going to run against Tim or Jeff or, I've not heard any names out here. It's pretty quiet. And the only reason I knew that Josh Anderson would run against Mayor Frank was he bought advertisement at the fair this year.
Yeah. He had advertising here for Veterans Day too.
And I was shocked, and now I've started to see some signs of his up in different places.
Well, let me ask you something. Some of these folks that, and you fall into this category because you voted Democrat for as long as I've known you till relatively recently. You know what I mean? When the party started changing a little more and you was comfortable with.
I changed with it.
I remember that. And but do you think it's fair for people to go after, like, let's say, for instance, Josh and Terry, where Josh was a Democrat, strong Democrat, for a number of years before he ran as a Republican? Do you think that that's fair, or do you think that people ought to stand back and say, "Oh, you see what the party's done, it's okay"? Because you're in that boat.
Let me ask you this. Why can't you change your mind and say, hey, I don't agree with this, and I tend to line up, and their values are more to my values today. Why once a Democrat do you always have to be a Democrat?
You don't, I don't think. I agree with you. And you've heard me say before, especially when it came to Rick, people were trying to say they tried to keep him out of the party, and I said we should need to be an open tent, bring people in. But here's the thing. Let's just take pornographic material in libraries. I don't think you're going to find a Republican that likes that, but Josh does. So I say, if you're going to be a Republican, don't you want to get on board with the Republican platform instead of coming in and wanting to change it? I think, but again, I'm just saying that out loud because I have a feeling that if I bring all the candidates in here, and all of you, any of you all that are running for office, I want you to come on the radio, but I want them to tell me how great President Trump is, and I wonder how many of them can do it without vomiting. Because a lot of them are Democrats. I'm telling you the truth. That's just, I'm going to sit right here and I want to say, I want you to tell me how great your president is. Did you vote for him? Because I think a lot of them didn't.
I think our president has done some good things, but he's done some things that I don't. But that's any politician.
And me and you have argued up and down and around and sideways about, politics, and I don't think we've ever had a fight. Not a fight. We've never got mad at each other over politics that I remember. But I don't know. I remember when we were Democrat, Dave Bolin was the county mayor, county executive Bolin. I remember when Rex was going to run against him, and people were asking me, and I was like, well, Rex is young, and Rex is a Republican, and the only Republican that was elected in this, and you know who I'm going to say, was Patsy Stair in that courthouse.
Only one.
And everybody ran as a Democrat except Patsy. And when Rex came out, I thought it would hurt him, but he won.
I think as times go, cycles change everything.
Well, sure.
Okay, just take the House, local, statewide. Used to be controlled by the Democrats.
Yep.
For years.
Yes.
It's changed now to Republicans.
Supermajority.
So now we're working on, what is this, Bill Lee, is he our second Republican governor? Haslam, then Bill Lee.
Yes.
We're probably going to be working on the third. Eventually, we'll have another Democrat governor.
Well, we will if we get another Phil Bredesen that steps up. That is a fiscally conservative.
They'll be one of those people
somewhere down the road.
Somewhere down the road.
Yeah.
It's just like for you to say we'll never have another Democrat president. We're going to have another Democrat president. It might be 20 years, but we're going to have another Democrat president.
Sure.
It's just like in cycles, everything changes, So I sit back and watch a small sample of elections, this in the last couple of weeks, a couple governorships that were won that people were pretty sure that Republicans were going to take.
Oh, yeah. They didn't.
They didn't.
Yeah.
And then if you look down ballot at races across the country, down ballot, people that ran as Democrats done really well.
Yeah.
So the Democrat Party has not really went too far. It's trying to rebound a little bit. I think the Democrat Party instead of making a right-hand turn somewhere, they made a left-hand turn, and it was a wrong turn.
I agree.
There's some things that it's just been flat out wrong.
Well, I was listening to the young man that won as the mayor of New York. And, man, wouldn't it be wonderful, David, if me or you, one, could run, or Mayor Burton decided that he was going to provide child care for everybody, and Clinton was going to build a Clinton-owned grocery store and give groceries away. And
it would be. It would be, but I tell you something we are doing in a join with the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes,
and you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
We're going to have a daycare at the Armory.
Yeah, I knew
what's being remodeled right now, and that's going to be for our people that work up in the plant area, our city workers, our school teachers, that they can take their kids there. And it's going to be at a pretty good rate, I think, for whatever the Boys and Girls Club rate is. It's not going to be outstanding like it is to go other places. So for child care, we're trying to do that.
That's a public-private kind of thing.
And it is. It's tied to us because we own the building, but the Boys and Girls Club are the one that's the catalyst behind it and the one that's actually put, along with the businesses up at the industrial park that are doing some things to help the Boys and Girls Club out in order to be able to do that. So we're not doing that exactly like you're saying, but we are participating in that. If you work here in Clinton and you work at one of our industrial parks, you got a chance to take your kid to the Boys and Girls Club when it opens up fully and get them in that. And there's your process for daycare, to have your kids at daycare while you're at work.
Oh, I think it's absolutely possible.
What I give the guy in New York, take away from some of his radical
promises,
stuff and promises, I just gave that how excited he got people.
Yeah.
And how he got his campaign to go, and how he got all these people to vote for him.
Well, yeah. He's a new, young face, vibrant, and he's got, these ideas. My point is, though, he's not going to be able to give people those things, not without bankrupting the city.
I don't think he's going to be, and I don't know this, I'm guessing at this. I don't think he's going to be the face of the Democrat Party neither.
Well, they'll try and...
Unfortunately, it could be somebody else. And
I'll tell you who ought to be the face of the Democratic Party. We've got two guys, I think. The governor of Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Mr. Shapiro, is that his name?
Shapiro.
I think again, his politics and my politics aren't the same, but I believe I could sit down with him just like I sit down with you and have a conversation. And Fetterman, he seems to be just he's a Democrat. When it comes to social issues, me and him disagree on just about everything. But when it comes to country issues, I think we agree. I just think that there are some people that don't like the country and they want to change the country, not just the politics involved in it.
See, I hadn't even thought about Fetterman being the face of the Democrat Party. I'd have thought about Shapiro, Andy Beshears out of Kentucky, the Kentucky governor.
Yeah.
And Gavin Newsom out of California. Now, Gavin Newsom is out there a little bit for me on some issues. I don't anywhere see myself lining up with him on too much of nothing. Beshears out of Kentucky, the governor of Kentucky, he's worked with, most of the people he has to work with it's a Republican, House and everything. So he's had to work with both sides.
Yeah.
So he seems a little bit sensible. But Superior out of Pennsylvania, he's a guy that you probably are right. We could say.
Well, I don't know that Trump would be president today if she would have picked him as her running mate. If Ms. Harris had picked him as her running mate,
if she'd have picked a guy out of North Carolina, I can't think he was whatever he was over there. He might not be, but
well, I mean, and again, I'm a Trump supporter, so you guys don't get mad at me. I'm just saying that.
You're really a Trump supporter?
You better believe it. You better believe it.
Golly, I didn't know that. I swear I didn't know that.
You didn't see that?
I won't be back on the third Monday next month.
You didn't see that flag flying from the Meredith house? I just took it down the other day. It'd been up since before he won last year.
Well, now, he has said something here in the last couple. Okay, we've had this crazy government shutdown.
Yes.
Which I thought was ludicrous.
I agree.
Crazy.
I agree.
I mean, let's blame it on whoever we want to blame it on.
Well, the Republicans did it in 2013. We did it. I mean, the Republicans have done it too.
I just don't believe we hold money from people who's got to feed kids.
I don't think we hold money.
I don't care whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, Swamp Rat, Jack Rat, whatever you are. You just don't keep. If people are having to have money in order to feed their kids, I think we continue. I think there needs to be something changed. I'm not saying there's not been illegal stuff happen in other programs. I'm not saying that. When we're talking about feeding kids, man, I just don't think you put politics in that. And anybody that's and I'm going to blame both parties here for that. I just think we got to feed the kids.
I agree. And I think that I don't know if it's going to hurt the Democrats. I don't know if it's going to help the Democrats or the Republicans either way. But
if you look at the polling,
no, I don't. It's not good for any of them, but it's certainly not good for the ones that are in office now.
That's right.
If you
look at the polling, it's off. The polling has said you got the White House, you got the House, and you got the Senate. And you're allowing this to happen?
If it had been me, and it ain't, but if it had been me, I'd have walked out as the president and I said, I'm going to give you 2 votes. If you don't do it in 2 votes, we're going nuclear, and we'll change every rule that we need to change to do what we want to do. If you all are ever lucky enough to win, you can change it back. But in the meantime, we're going to run it right down your throat, and you're going to do what the majority says. The majority of this country elected us. The majority of this country is running it. You're going to do what we say to do. That's what I'd have done.
You know why I think they won't do that? I think they're afraid if they do that of what the Democrats would do if they ever got back in control again, and they had the nuclear thing where they could do what they want to do, and they know they won't be able to control it. That's what I think.
Well, I believe you're right, but if it comes to a situation like this and the Democrats are in party, do you think they're going to sit there and wait 43 days and be persecuted the way?
No.
And like you said, whether or not it's the Republicans' fault, they're going to bear a brunt because they're in power. And if the shoe's on the other foot, I think there are a lot of people like me that'll say, even to the Democrats, do what you got to do. Let's get SNAP to these people that need SNAP.
I want to roll back to the local politics just a minute. I try to stay out of it if I can. It's hard to sometimes. I want to roll back to the locals just a minute.
All right.
I don't think it ought to matter. And I know there's people out here that don't disagree with me. And, I really don't care whether you disagree with me or not. This is just my opinion. And I say this about, city elections and other things. I want to vote for the guy that's going to be sheriff that I know, and ever who I think the best candidate is. And I don't care if it's Russell Barker or Greg McBroom. Okay? And it ought to not matter whether one's a Republican and one's a Democrat. And if they want to nationally get on the ticket with the Republicans, get on the ticket with them. But locally, I think they just ought to run as Russell Barker running for sheriff, and I'm the best guy for the job, and we ought to not have D's and R's by name, and you vote for the best. I'm looking for the best person to do the job. I don't think the DRR actually cuts the. If Russell's the best guy,
he's the best guy.
He's going to do what the law says.
Yep.
And that's all you want him to do.
Yep.
It's what the law says. So whether or not we're talking about being a D or an R here, I've always voted for who I thought the best person was.
I have too, and I think most people do, and I agree with you. Local politics. I couldn't tell you right now. We could go down our city council. I can tell you a couple of y'all who are Republicans or Democrats, but I couldn't tell you. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't make a whole lot of difference when it comes to whether or not we're going to pave Market Street if you're a Republican or a Democrat. It don't. The things that matter, a red light down at Mariner Point, I don't know if the Republicans or Democrats got it, but I'm happy. You know,
just happy they got it.
Yeah, so I understand when it comes to
I just think in local politics, that's why, I like listening to what's going on in Washington and all that. You've heard all these crazy things. If Marsha Blackman's elected governor, that this one's going to take her place in Senate, or this one's going to take her place, or it's going to be Flashman, it's going to be Burchett, or it's going to be Glenn Jacobs, or it's going to be...
I think it's one of those three, actually.
It's probably one of those three. It probably is. So, they're all positioning themselves to, I can't think of what of a head-to-head battle it would be between Burchett and Flashman to run for Senate if they both ran. I don't know.
I think it's too close in the House. I don't
know who would run. I don't know who would win if they ran.
Mm-hmm.
I just know it would probably be something interesting to watch and to follow. So I'll say that. But when you get up in the night, what's it matter, man? I think we got our county. I don't have a problem with any of our county officials right now.
Yeah,
not a problem.
I agree completely.
And I voted for every one of them recently.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first one to tell you. I've pulled a lever as many times for Mayor Frank as I have anybody.
I agree. I know.
Back in the day,
well, if they're doing the job right, you want to keep doing the job right.
You're doing the job right. I pulled the lever for Dave Bolin a lot back in the day, and Albert Slusher.
Yeah.
I pulled a lever a lot for them.
Albert Slusher.
I pulled a lever for Ken Caldwell when I could pull it for him, and Jack Keeney.
Yeah, Jack Keeney.
Back in the day. Jim Ramsey. I was one of the few people around here as law enforcement that was a
fan.
A Jim Ramsey fan. Helped run his campaign once.
I remember.
I love Mr. Ramsey. I thought he was a great attorney general.
Yeah.
He did for me.
Yeah.
Me being a Clinton police officer, I got what I needed out of the Attorney General's office. I got to be able to get my cases to the grand jury and to get them in his court, for him to get his people to get them in court, and let's charge them at the highest level we could charge them locally.
Yeah.
That was my whole goal, was take care of people of Clinton. That's who I thought the best guy was, and that's who I supported. And that's how I took it. And I took a lot of heat for being a Mr. Ramsey fan, and I'm still a fan. If he ran today, I would have to probably support him. I've only told him one time, but I couldn't support him in some, and I couldn't support him at the time when he ran against William Lamter.
Oh, Bill. Yeah.
I couldn't support him against Mr. Lamter because my brother was a clerk and master.
Yep.
And that was my brother's boss.
That's your blood.
I was it's just blood. And and you know what? He understood that.
Yeah.
But Mr. Ramsey, he told me this. Whether he remembers this or not, I don't know. But I remember him saying, he had a falling out with the Democrat Party. He says that we're too much trying to be like what they're doing in Washington. Mm-hmm. We need to be like what's going on around here.
Yep.
Instead of what's going on in Washington. And I think that's where the party took a wrong turn.
Yeah, I agree.
We got off on we made a wrong turn somewhere, man, and we hit a brick wall at 100.
Yeah,
and it's just about destroying the party.
If there's any good news to it, I think a lot of people are like you, that they've discovered that this is just it's too far. I think we're going to end up with what the equivalent of what are three parties. You're going to have the far left wing or whatever, that the socialism kind of, then you're going to have the Democratic Party that's more in line with folks like you and folks like some of our Democrats here that have been Democrat, but that is not their party anymore. You know what I mean? And you're kind of lost. You're not all the way Republican. You're not all the way Democrat. You like part of this. You like part of that. And right now the Republicans are better serving your needs, but there'll probably be a day when the Democrats do. And then you'll have the Republicans. So I think you're going to end up with almost 3 parties before this is all said and done nationally.
I think you got the diehard Republican people that are diehards, and they're Trump people.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you got just the Republican Party. Then you got the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
So I guess the question that I would pose to you, what happens to the Trump Republican Party after Trump's no longer president? Does that mega part of the Republican Party continue on?
You mean after he runs in 2028?
He's not running in 2028. He's finally acknowledged.
I know that.
But it's been a great talking point.
He's been sending Gavin Newsom hats. He's been trolling Gavin Newsom.
A lot of people all upset. But anyway, see, it's a great talking point. But
I'd say
what happens to those? You know, it's been one heck of a movement he's had that he's had going on. But no, what I wanted to say about him a while ago, I started to say in the last couple of weeks he's been talking about health care.
Yeah.
And his talk about health care has been, maybe we ought to just take this money that we're giving to all these insurance companies at these way high prices.
And give it to people.
And let them go out here and negotiate and buy the best health insurance that they think they can buy with the money. That might be one of the best ideals that I've heard.
Do you know what my health insurance costs?
I ain't no telling.
I ain't going to say it on there, but it's that many $100 a month. Yeah. A month. You know? And that, if they could help me out with that, that'd be all right. You know? And my life insurance, they've decided the people that have my life insurance don't want it anymore. And when it started, it was $800 a year. You know what it is today? $8,000 a year today. So something has to happen. I'm a pretty healthy guy. You know, I got diagnosed with prostate cancer, and that changed the world and life and everything else insurance, and I understand that. But I don't know too many people that wouldn't just die rather than pay that much money.
And I'm glad you said prostate cancer. It's coming towards the end of the year.
Yes, sir.
A lot of us guys, we've met our deductibles.
Yes, sir.
On our insurance. Go get a daggone PSA test.
Go get it.
Get your prostate checked. It's really simple. Little stick in the arm. Don't be a baby. If you are a baby, get your wife to go hold.
Tracy went with me.
Go hold your hand. Go hold your hand and get stuck and get a little blood draw. Go see the doctor. It's not that bad. And go get your PSA level checked and stay on top of that, because this is a disease that if you stay on top of it, you can win it.
You can beat it.
Okay?
Yeah, go
get it. And for
anybody
out here that don't believe that and needs some answers and needs some help, if they'll call you at the radio station, you feel free to give them my number. I'll try to lead them in the right direction, because my PSA level went from normal to out the roof in 1 year.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, and I've had to go through all that. I've went through all that, and I can tell you, you've just got to leave. We've just got to quit. We're the world's worst for not going to the doctor.
Men don't want
to go to the doctor. I didn't want to go to the doctor neither.
No, I don't.
I didn't want to go neither, but you know, I guess I was smart enough to figure it out that I didn't want that to take me out of here.
You got grandbabies now, and you got kids growing up.
And who did I go see? Mr. Ramsey's son.
Yeah, that's who did all your work, huh?
Chris Ramsey done all my work.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm still messing with it a little bit today. But you're at the end of the year.
Go get it.
Go get your blood test done, and your insurance probably pays for it.
Yep.
And if you need some help for how to where to, you know, your regular doctor can do your PSA test, and your regular doctor can tell you what the results are and explain. Matter of fact,
can refer you if you need it.
And can refer you if you need it.
Yeah.
And more likely you might not even have to go back to the doctor if your regular doctor has got a portal that you can get on. You can see what your results are off the portal. That's how I am with Mr. I look at the portal on everything. So I can tell you I can tell you right now, it's the first time, and I don't know when, that my PSA level is 0.
Oh, wow. That's perfect.
Okay.
Mine's in the ones, thank you, Lord.
That's
Jesus.
good.
Yeah, no,
that's good.
Considering it was 6 5 years ago.
I'm going to have to I'm going to have to continue to do it forever. I'll have to go. As Chris Ramsey told me, we're going to become really good friends.
You go once a year, or you go every 6 months?
I go every 6 months right now.
Yeah,
I'm still going, and I still go to the. I had to do a little radiation. I've been pretty open about this.
I know. Well, you've been through a lot of.
I'm pretty open about. I've been pretty open about my health, and telling people that you should not die from prostate cancer.
No.
Go get your PSA level checked. Go get it done. Quit being a baby. If you need somebody to go with you, heck, I'll go with you. Okay, and I'm not capable of going with you today, but I'll do as I did to come here this morning. I'll get on my walker, and I will get out, and I will go in with you, and I will help you. But go get it checked. There's no reason for you not to get your PSA level checked.
My doctor said there's no reason. There's no reason.
Don't be. There's too many guys out here that'll tell you I waited too late.
Well, and
it leads to other things.
It gets in your lymph nodes.
Ron, how long does it take to do PSA test? 10 seconds.
Yeah, it didn't take no time.
Takes them longer to put the rubber band around your arm.
Yeah.
And to stick you and draw a couple vials of blood. But go get your PSA level checked, man.
Yeah, it's like my doctor said nobody ought to die or has to die from this if everybody could catch it early. And even if you don't catch it super early, it's still very treatable, you know?
You know, I caught it early, and then I've got a guy that's on top of it, and he says, we're going to go ahead and do some radiation treatment just to be on the safe side. And I've done that, and, you know, I done my PSA here not long ago, had my blood drawn here not long ago, and it come back as 0.
Yeah.
So I'm tickled pink, but I'm begging.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in being a baby about being stuck and getting a little blood drawn, or you might have to go to the doctor and all the bad things you've heard. Just go get checked, please.
Well, I know.
I beg you, go get your PSA level checked and just check your prostate, man.
In my friend group, I've got probably half a dozen guys in my friend group, including you, that have went in and have it. We've got it. And everybody's still kicking. That's the good news. I think we've covered the world's problems. We've taken care of prostate cancer and UT football and everything in between. So, is there anything else we need to cover?
I don't think there's anything else, but you talked about local politics. There's not a lot
buzzing yet, is there?
There's not a lot buzzing yet. I mean, maybe after the first year it will be. So we'll see.
I'm expecting as we get into January, headed into primaries and things like that, it'll start to heat up. But I'll just tell you this: you look around Anderson County, Clinton, we don't have a lot of problems. We've got a lot to be thankful for. We don't have a lot. I know people say they reference the dog shelters and the animal shelter as a big problem, and maybe it is. I don't know, but we've got one of the best dog parks and a $7 million proposal for a new shelter out there that's being built. That should
I look at Mayor Frank like this. And you got to look at county commission. She's not the only one. County commission plays a hand in this too. Okay?
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, because county commission has to vote up, down.
Or down.
So if there's a tax increase, they voted it up.
Yes, sir.
They've not voted. She can only. She's not really proposed a lot.
She don't vote.
She don't vote. She's not proposed a lot of tax increases here recently, though. So, she's running a pretty clean ship. So, all I can tell, and I don't really know Josh that well. I just know that he's been on county commission for a couple terms, and that he was chairman for 2 or 3 years.
He's a good commissioner. He's good to his people up there.
He's done good up there in his area, but I just wish him. I wish him luck. But
well, you and I have said this about candidates before. If there's not an issue, why do you want to get if everything's going okay? Well, I pick up a sleeping baby. I understand.
Well, and everybody's been on me to decide whether I'm going to run or not. And as of right now,
David's running. I just tell you he's running.
Well, I probably plan on running. But I will just ask you this: if you decide you want to run against me, what have I not done
that you needed, that
you're going to run on that you would do?
What do you need done different?
What do you need done different?
Yeah, that's exactly right, buddy.
What can you tell me one thing that, I mean, I've listened to get on. I don't like doing this because I don't think it's time for me to do it, but I've listened to the people that said, hey, we don't want chickens in our backyard.
I knew chickens were coming back.
And they did.
No, I got you.
But I voted no.
I know that.
Okay, so you can be mad at me because I voted no for the chickens. But that's what a lot of my, I work off the thing of constituents that people call you and people talk to you. And when you have enough of those people call and talk to you, then you sort of have to stand up and listen.
Yeah.
And you listen to those people, and you try to take the good fight. And I lost, and we've got chickens, and we're going to live with them, and we've got some good ordinances on them now, so I think it'll be okay. We're not hearing any complaints.
Nope.
People started bitching about garbage cans.
Yep, we fixed it.
We're trying to. It's in process every day.
Yeah.
And we talk about it all the time, but I listen to that process too. But I'd like for you just to tell me, our taxes have not went up. We've still got great police and fire protection. We've got one of the best city school systems in the state of Tennessee. I don't care what anybody says. I'll fight you over them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fight you at the drop of a dime over our school systems. We've got a great place to live and work and raise your family. There's a lot of things for you to do in Clinton. What would you have done different? What would you have done different than I done?
Yeah.
How would you?
Well, that's what you have to ask.
What would you have voted different on that I? Oh, okay. You wanted the chickens. It's fine. The chickens got in. That's one vote.
Well, if somebody's going to run against you over the chickens.
If I get beat over the chickens, I get beat over the chickens. I'm just saying,
you're not going to get beat over the chickens.
People asked about the traffic. I had not even been sworn in yet, and I got a phone call about the traffic signal. If you would just fight for that traffic signal, you could be the first one to ever get it. You could be the first one. I just asked.
Yeah.
I told you here, I asked about Ingalls and the Magnet Mill site.
Yeah.
I've asked, and we'll get an answer.
Sure.
And we'll see. Could we get lucky? And I come up here and say, hey, you ain't gonna believe this. Ingalls is building a super center.
Yeah.
God almighty.
That'd be great.
And guess what?
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A's coming. Chick-fil-A's coming.
That'd be great, but it's not
next year, but then 2 or 3 years down the road, they're coming. But I'm just saying, so, anyway, man, I appreciate you letting me come on today, and I enjoy. I'll call you.
Is that Brother Bill? Was Bill in there? You see?
I don't know if it was.
I was gonna say you was talking about our schools. One of the people that helped in that new gymnasium is supposed to be here to see me here in just a minute. Mr. Bill Airwood. He helped with that Clinton Elementary School gymnasium.
Yeah,
didn't he?
he did. Yeah, he sure did. Hey, Bill, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Good.
Hey,
you want to be on the radio with me, Bill?
Hey, I'll be on the radio.
Sit down here.
Glad to be here.
Sit down there a second. Hello.
WYSH.
Man, you know what? You got to be pretty important for Bill Airwood to get up and come see you. I'm telling you, I'm the deal, ain't I?
All right, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to help the community.
How's everything going right now? I know it's Medicare right now. You're busy as a one-armed paper hanger.
With Medicare, but boy, Clinton, I hope all this stuff gets done downtown.
We're working on it.
I know. Lord, it's like a maze out here.
We're working on it.
I told him the other day I drove all the way straight through Main Street to get up here. It's the first time in about 4 months. I've been having to go around. But
the Chamber's got a brand new building.
Isn't that nice?
Good. Yeah, it looks really good.
I was just telling him you helped with the gym at school, didn't you?
I helped with the gym. I've helped with the chamber. I helped with the gym, the pump house at the high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So me and Joe and a bunch of people.
Good for
we
you.
want to help the community all we can.
Buddy, you know what? And we appreciate it. A lot of folks don't say thank you, but thank you. I appreciate it. I know Dave does on City Council.
Why is Medicare such a headache?
Because the U.S. government gets involved in it.
That's what you're going to say.
Boy, it is.
And they've changed. Did a lot of plan changes this year. The drug cards are changing. You got to look at your drug card because make sure an agent or somebody is comparing it. Make sure your medicines are on the drug card because it changes by the minute.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but, that's just the nature of the beast. And a lot of people are confused with the Affordable Care Act that doesn't affect Medicare. Medicare is separately from the Affordable Care Act and all the subsidies. But it's a mess. It's a mess. But we try to make sense out of it.
Well, I know we had Sammy up here a while back, and he helps try to explain it to folks on the radio.
Sammy Sawyer, a.k.a. known as Barney Five.
Barney Five.
Love him. He's out there, and he can help you if you need him.
Well, when I finally got of age to get on Medicare, Amy Jones came to my house.
Yeah.
Well, she is. Yeah.
Doesn't she work?
Yeah, she works with us.
She works with y'all, right?
She does.
She came to my house and sort of guided me through the process. And looked at things and talked about drugs and stuff like that, of how it affected me and what was going to happen and everything. What would be the best supplement for me to have and everything. So,
good agent makes all the difference in the world.
You gotta listen. In order to do it, I think you got to have some help.
Well, we got a good team. We got Ann Anderson down in the Clinton office. We've got Amy Jones at the other Clinton office. We have Sammy Sawyer. So we have a lot of good Clinton people, Anderson County people out there helping people.
Good deal.
Appreciate your consideration.
We done, David?
We're done, buddy.
You sure?
We're sure. We're done.
I told him we've been working on solving all the world's problems here while you've been out there waiting on me.
So. Oh, that's all right. I'm going to use the rest.
We're done. All right. See you guys.
Know when life is going to throw you a curveball. Say you're involved in a traffic accident and you need some legal advice. Maybe you're released from your job for no reason. Or you suspect it's because you're getting older. You might know of someone whose marriage is on the rocks. Divorce is soon. Bad things happen to good people all the time. And Saturday mornings from 11 until noon, T. Scott Jones will be taking your calls and giving you legal advice. That's 11 until noon Saturday mornings, right